Back down at Disney Springs. I am on a mission. What is going on, guys? I have not been to Fort Wilderness, and now I'm down here at Disney Springs. And I'm going to try to see if I can't get to Disney Fort Wilderness from Disney Springs and what that takes. I think I've got a line on what it's going to take. Hang on, guys. So the first thing I have to do is try to find bus transportation. Everything, all of the different modes of transportation down at Disney, the buses, the boats, the monorail, even the monorail, are free. And you have to take a bit of all of them to try to get to Fort Wilderness. So I am in search of the transportation area where the buses go. I think I found a lot of buses. And this is where we're headed. And I have a number of different options. The buses generally go to all the different resorts, including Fort Wilderness right there. But I think if I go to Contemporary Resort at Gate 7, I could take a boat over to Fort Wilderness and go that route. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. All right, we got our ride. The Contemporary Resort. So I should say, I guess another goal today will be not only Fort Wilderness, but riding the different transportations, including the boat and the monorail. Might as well make a tour of it. But this is the Contemporary Resort is the next stop on the list. And we take a boat from here, hopefully, cross your fingers, if it's running. I have about an hour and a half before the boats open up, but the Contemporary is also a stop for the monorail, so I thought, oh, I'll get on the monorail and do that.
Slow down, guys.
Alright, monorail almost completed. Thought I'd take a trip around the Polynesian and see what that's about. Somebody left the tikis on. Ooh. Does that say Kona Coffee? Actually, it's Kona Cafe, but maybe they have some Kona Coffee. Yeah, one of my favorite coffees is Kona. Gonna make that happen. Absolutely. All right, got my coffee. I'm gonna check out the rest of the Polynesian. Ooh, that's good. That'll do. Probably the coolest rooms of the Polynesian Resort. I could definitely do that. I could definitely do that. While I was walking over here, saw a big paddle boat coming in. I think I want to get on the big boat. Anybody can take the little boats. I want to get on that big boat right over there. Definitely have to do the ferry boat. Definitely. Little confused coming in here because there was such a line at the security, and this is the third time that I've had to go through security. And they seemed a little concerned that I had camera equipment and filming equipment. But after a couple minutes and one supervisor, I managed to make it through. I will say this is the third time I've gone through security today. Probably isn't going to be the last. Okay, I wasn't expecting to go on a big ferry to the Magic Kingdom, but since I can and it's free, why not? Not exactly a Royal Caribbean cruise, but it'll do. Made it to Magic Kingdom, but need to get back over to the Contemporary. So we're getting back on the monorail. I'm taking full advantage of the monorails, the buses, and one of the smaller boats, I think, from the Contemporary over to Fort Wilderness. The original goal of this whole trip was to get to Fort Wilderness. So far I've seen a lot of everything else but, and I want to get over to Fort Wilderness and see that. Hopefully no more security checkpoints. Kind of make the circle all the way around. First stop on the monorail again is Contemporary, where we need to take the boat over to Fort Wilderness. I think this is the ride. Ooh, boat to Fort Wilderness. That's the one. A little bit smaller boat this time, that's okay. Building some new buildings over there. Not sure exactly what yet, but there's a lot there. Probably another resort if I've had to take a guess. So I took the boat over to Fort Wilderness. You can take a bus over here, but what fun is that? I wanted to take the boat. It wasn't too long, probably about 5 minutes. Across the lake. Hello, bird. Oh, he's looking for snacks. He's looking for snacks. You can tell the wildlife around here kind of have to figure it out for people. Lots of pontoon boats. I've seen a number of them. I don't know what it takes to rent a pontoon boat, or if that's part of the, they do have guided bass fishing tours here on the lake. Maybe that's what it's for. I don't know. So wanted to get over to Fort Wilderness and see it. I did not get to see it the last time I was in Florida. And Fort Wilderness, if you didn't know, is an RV park campground. And probably about right now, 2025 price is about 150 or so ish dollars a night. Probably outside of my budget. So I still wanted to see it though. So we're gonna make it happen here. It's one of the things that you can do is rent golf carts here. Probably the best way to get around. the resort area and the campground. There's a golf cart around. I see the trading post over here. I'm going to go take a look in that. And then I want to get back to where the RVs are. I want to see what those sites look like. Oh, just a nice little store. I have been on the hunt for a coffee cup, but not just any coffee cup. I'm looking for a coffee cup that is dated. I like having a coffee cup that has a date just so I can remember which year was the last time that I've been to one of the parks, in this case Disney World. Looks like they have a puzzle up there for last year. So far I have not found a dated coffee cup. That's kind of cool. I keep looking. Being so new into the year, there's not a lot of dated stuff to be had. But I keep watching. I keep watching. There's Mickey. There's Mickey. I used to play a lot of golf. I used to. Now, how cool would it have been to show up at the golf course and pull out your Mickey Mouse golf ball? That would have been cool. And I have been watching. I have been waiting to see if I could find a coffee cup that had the year on it. And there it is. I definitely snagged one. Absolutely. First one I've seen in all the different Disney gift shops that I've been in today. Finally got one. There you go. I'll take it. I see these RV sites over here. Looking pretty full over here, but looking across the way, it looks like they might have either it's under construction or new. So I may walk over there just to kind of look at some of the sites and get a feel for some of the different sites without having to walk around sites that are occupied. Just talk with the security guy, and this whole section over here is empty. He actually doesn't know why it's empty, but he is assuming there's a whole lot of red flags. They're probably getting ready to refurb this area, so they can't have anybody in here. And I do see underground markings. So yeah, they're getting ready to do some digging and some changing over here. But it gives me a chance to kind of look at the sites and just kind of get a feel for the sites without anybody here, which is kind of cool. I don't know if water is still on or not. Water is still on. Sewer. Barbecue grate. No fire pit to speak of. An aluminum table. And lots of these little flags. So they're definitely getting ready to do something big. See green paint on the road, blue paint on the road. And I don't remember, there was something, these represent water, power, and sewer. Quite possibly. Pretty cool though. I kind of get the whole campground to myself. Kind of check it out a little bit and see. Maybe back it up here a little bit. Yeah. Pretty nice spots too, very close to the stores. The stores are right over that way, about 100 yards. One thing I will not notice is nice big area spots. You're not right on top of your neighbor, and there's usually trees in between your neighbors. So nice wide spots. Really, there aren't any bad spots that I've seen so far. And I was trying to figure out where the power box was. They put it in the logs down here. Yeah. Power and cable right there. And water. Nice spots. Not sure what that pole is behind me here, but I did do a test to see if there was Wi-Fi. There is free Wi-Fi here at the park. It's not terribly fast, but you know what? Free is a very good price. Something tells me though that if this area were filled up with coaches and everybody was on the Wi-Fi, it would be a little bit slower. So, well, that is about it for the trip to Fort Wilderness. Pretty much used all the free transportation Disney has today. Got to see a little bit of Disney World and the Contemporary Resort and the Polynesian. Managed to take the ferry and the boats and the monorail and the bus. And with the exception of a couple of coffees, it was all free. That works, including the Wi-Fi that I've got right now, for as long as I'm here anyway. It is time to get out of here, time to get back. It's getting towards the end of the day. By the time that I actually get home to Thousand Trails Orlando, it's gonna be happy hour. All right, guys, I gotta get home. We'll see you. Live life full time. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. In Fort Wilderness. And a whole empty loop.